Hi everyone and congratulations. A number of leading Southern administrators, including my own executive assistant, Charmaine Lloyd, class of 2019, have benefited from this program run by our good friends at the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce. Its quality is truly excellent, and the value of leadership training is certainly highlighted by the unprecedented circumstances that all of us are now facing. As you can see, I'm speaking to you from my home office. It's certainly not where I expected to be when I received the invitation to address you today. But of course, none of us expected to be where we are at this moment in time. I hope that you are all well and still able to work productively in this new environment. It's certainly an adjustment for me and my colleagues. At my institution, Virtual Southern commenced in full this past week as our faculty began teaching students in online classes and the majority of staff engaged in telecommuting. All have done tremendously well to complete this transition in a relatively short space of time. That's not to say it's been easy, it hasn't. Not only did we have to move all our classes to a new method of delivery, but we also had to shift almost every other aspect of our operations. And daily there were and still are difficult new situations to consider. How to maintain morale, sense of community, and continuing to reassure the Southern family during uncertain times. Then there are the more practical issues. How to begin the process of refunding room and board for 2,500 students. How to safely schedule these students to retrieve their belongings from our residence halls. How to ensure that all students have the opportunity to succeed this semester while maintaining the academic integrity of our programming. How and when to reschedule commencement, an issue that is an emotional touchstone for seniors and their families. As you are graduating from a leadership training program, I thought it might be interesting to share with you a few perspectives from my position as president of Southern. As the leader of a community of 12,000 people, 10,000 students and 2,000 faculty and staff, I'm well aware that decisions that I make are highly impactful during this time of crisis. That's why it's so important to be surrounded by an informed and clear-sighted leadership team who can provide valuable insight and direction. I've been very fortunate in this regard with my senior leaders and the administrators who report directly to them. A good leader understands their strengths and shortcomings and surrounds themselves with people who complement their own skill set. Combined, this makes for an excellent team. With scenarios often changing on a daily basis in the early stages of our transition to online learning and then campus closure, it was a time for nimble thinking and versatility. But it also called for calm consideration of the facts that we were presented with and analysis that was unmuddied by emotion and stress. Hard to do in the midst of great personal concern by everyone involved. But calm direction, reassurance, and transparency is key. As a practical guide, we have an existing emergency management plan that outlines responses for a variety of scenarios, one of which was how to respond to a pandemic. And that has helped to keep us grounded, move forward in the right direction, and not give in to knee-jerk responses as the situation evolves. Early on, it was evident that communication was key, and the tone of that communication was highly important. We messaged our community through a variety of media, email, social, and video. We thought it was important to project a calming, caring presence even as the daily newscasts presented turmoil in New York and elsewhere. When I first appeared on video from my home as I am now, my underlying theme was, we are a caring community and we will get through this together. Southern Strong, which we've adopted as a hashtag. I sent a video message because I think it helps for people to see a familiar, confident, and friendly face. And it implies that I'm with you, even though I may be president. I'm experiencing the same as you. As a leader, I believe it's extremely important to both compliment and encourage the members of your community at this time. Or, as you know from your leadership practices, enable others to act and encourage the heart. Because in a crisis situation, when you quickly need a unified response, you must do your best to ensure that every employee feels they have made a significant contribution and will be willing to change direction again if we need them to. They also need to know that you care about them and the impact that this situation is having on their personal lives. As you're all well aware, we're not sure when this crisis will abate or end. And so we need our employees to have confidence in our leadership and our decision making. Of course, a large part of Southern's extended community is our students and their extended families. They had a huge number of questions and concerns, as you might imagine. So we did several things to reach them. Along with regular messaging, we staged a live Q&A session on YouTube in which I and my vice presidents responded to questions, more than 700 of them in 90 minutes. The Q&A is still operating on a website that we put together with pages for students, faculty, and staff, and we respond to questions as we receive them. We created video testimonies from faculty and staff, encouraging students as they began online learning. And we have a parents page on Facebook where we message back and forth regularly on group and individual issues. As you know, there are many people in towns and cities across Connecticut who have been economically impacted by the necessary restrictions accompanying the COVID-19 virus. And our students, many of them first generation, many of them juggling jobs with studies and family commitments, are already feeling the effects. So we refocused our annual Giving Day into a day of caring to specifically support students who are facing financial difficulties. We raised more than $20,000 in the first 2 days of the campaign, which extends to April 23rd. And several donors have agreed to match gifts dollar for dollar, up to a total of $50,000. This ethic of care is central to our university's commitment to social justice. And I can't think of a better way to express this commitment than to reach out to those in need during these unprecedented times. I hope that this has given you some insight into the leadership practices that we've followed at Southern. All of us will emerge from this crisis with new insights and new skills, and I'm sure that you'll successfully apply them in your own professions to the lessons that you have already learned from this program. Congratulations again on your achievement, and I wish continued health and safety for yourself and those you love. Stay safe.